But first, you're getting a live look at Mystic, as it may feel warm now, but it will feel even hotter and more humid later this week. And it comes as temperatures will crank up to triple digits. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Annette Montgomery. Now, conditions like this, of course, can be very dangerous. So let's get it over to Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank. Rachel, water and sunscreen are a must.
Yeah, especially when you're looking at these consecutive hot and humid days. It doesn't allow our bodies to really have a chance to reset, or your home a chance to reset, especially for those without AC. So we have this weather impact alert in effect for Wednesday through Saturday, with highs in the 90s and even temperatures approaching triple digits. Not the heat index, but the temperature for Thursday and Friday. And that is just not something that we see very often. The last time we hit 100 degrees in Hartford was all the way back 7 years ago. And that was the only time I could find in the last 10 years. But the heat index could reach up to 110. So it's just a reminder to take care of yourself in the days ahead. If you need to reschedule activities that you're going to be outside for prolonged periods of time, we like to make sure that you know when that is likely. Right now, it's very warm, but not dangerously hot. We're looking at temperatures in the 80s and overnight lows in the 60s. Areas of patchy fog are possible again to start off the day tomorrow. Then we break for sunshine. It's another very warm day, and then the heat begins on Wednesday. We'll take a look at the records, how rare this is. Your full forecast is coming up, Annette.
Rachel, and because of those high temps, the state will activate its extreme hot weather protocol tomorrow at noon. That means cooling centers will be open statewide. To find one near you, you can call 211 or visit 211ct.org. You can also receive updates about the forecast by downloading the free Fox 61 News app. Tonight, 2 teens face charges after the inspector general says they were involved in an officer-involved shooting last week in New Britain. Right now, we're learning more about the incident involving those suspects ages 17 and 18 as investigators released body cam footage from that day. Now, we will show you some of that footage shortly. All of the officers were wearing a body cam except for one detective who wasn't in uniform. Last Wednesday, 911 callers reported shots fired and said there were 2 men wearing masks and acting suspiciously near a bank. Now, it is reported officers tried to talk to the teens, but the 2 took off into a hotel parking lot by Herald Square, and the officers ran after them. Take a look.
Stop, mother. Get stopped. Got a gun.
And this clip you're watching is from Officer Joseph Milhauman's body cam. The inspector general says the 17-year-old shot at the detective, then the detective fired at the teen, hitting him several times. Police say that teenager was hospitalized, went into surgery, and is expected to recover. He's now charged with criminal attempted assault and gun offenses. As for the 18-year-old identified as Usain Gale, he's charged with interfering with an officer as well as gun charges. Right now, people in West Hartford and beyond are calling for the release of a businessman who is currently in ICE custody. Agents arrested the man 2 Saturdays ago, but at this time, it's still not clear why they took him into custody. Fox 61's Jamel Johnson spoke with one of the man's sons who was there when that arrest happened.
The arrest happened in this Dunkin' Donuts parking lot on Park Road. Witnesses say a convoy of ICE agents cornered Sayo Kekunjanan and arrested him. And Kekunjanan's son saw everything, and now one of them is speaking on the arrest.
I witnessed something that I wish upon no person to ever witness, to be having to see your father being stripped away from you right in front of your eyes.
That's Amir Kekunjanan, Sayo's son, reliving his father's arrest just over a week ago. He says the arrest happened in a Dunkin' parking lot 3 blocks down from Portobello, the restaurant his father owns.
Out of nowhere, 5 unmarked cars surrounded me and my father and my brother. They all came out with guns, automatically wanting for his arrest. They didn't ask for his name, for any identification, and even though I was pleading with the officers, it came to no avail, and they just took him away like a snap of a finger.
Many just found out about the arrest this past weekend when Congressman John Larson posted a video standing with Amir in the same spot where his father was arrested.
This is not right. My father is not a criminal.
They handcuffed a man who's been here for 27 years, owns 2 businesses, and has been a pillar of the community. A man who has papers to be here.
Johnny Rivera was in the parking lot the day of the arrest. He didn't see Kekinjohn get detained, but saw the aftermath.
I pulled in as the convoy of 5 ICE vehicles were kind of stopped at this stop sign here and kind of made like this half circle into the lot. So the arrest must have just happened. There was a Dodge Charger, I believe, a Ford Explorer, just tinted out SUVs that had both their front and rear license plates completely blacked out.
State leaders are calling this an abduction by ICE agents. Rivera is also concerned about more potential arrests in his community.
If there's no due process, it's an abduction, you know? So we're just concerned that our community members aren't getting abducted.
Now, we have reached out to immigration enforcement to see if we can get more information as to why Kekinjohn was arrested, but have not heard back yet. All we know is he was taken from here to Rhode Island, where he is currently being held, and state officials say he has a pending application for lawful permanent residency in the United States. His son Amir says he currently has a lawyer who's helping him try and get back home. In West Hartford, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
In sports news, it took a Monday morning playoff to crown the winner of this year's Travelers Championship. Norwegian Victor Hovland defeated 2024 champion Scotty Scheffler in a sudden death match at TPC River Highlands. Fox 61's Stefan Reels was there for the pivotal putt as history was made.
Scotty Scheffler and Victor Hovland were the players everyone had their eyes on going into round 4. Both of them trading spots as the potential winner. And on a rare sudden death match on a Monday, that tie was broken. The victor of the Travelers Championship, Norway's own Victor Hovland. Doing so after only one round of the tiebreaker at the 18th hole. Both Hovland and Scheffler within feet of each other on the green at the hole. But it was Hovland who managed to sink it first, as Scheffler failed to do the same. It's a rare opportunity they had thanks to the World Cup, which brought them to the Boston area. Several had the chance to take a road trip they may not have been able to take otherwise any other year. And it ended up being a historic moment that left so many Norwegian fans full of Norsk pride.
This is just fabulous. It's really hard to describe. Coming here and see Hovland just winning the entire tournament, it's insane, really. He's been a game changer for us.
And Hovland makes history as the very first Norwegian to clinch this title as champion, doing so with a score of -21. This makes him now $3.6 million richer. In Cromwell, Stefan Reels, Fox 61.
And this was Victor Hovland's 8th career PGA Tournament victory and his first in 15 months. Afterward, Hovland spoke about defeating the world's #1 player, Scotty Scheffler.
You always want to try to beat the best, and you know what he's been doing the last few years is just super impressive, and have so much respect for him and his game, and to go up against him and have a chance to beat him, I think it's just super exciting. You know, that's what you wake up every day to get better. That's for those moments right there.
And his playoff record improves to 2-0, and the win moves him up to 20th in the FedEx Cup standings. Well, some Hamden neighbors' mail is safe and sound tonight after it almost got lost in a fire. Firefighters say a mail carrier's truck caught fire while on their route this morning. The carrier saved the day by removing all mail, and officials didn't mention any injuries. At this time, it's still unclear what caused that fire. A second measles case has now been reported in Connecticut, according to the State Department of Public Health, and health officials said it was found in a Hartford County adult who is vaccinated. We are told that person is recovering at home, and they received 2 doses of the MMR vaccine. Health officials said it should be noted that the test yielded a weak positive result. This comes after the first report of measles in the state back on June 15th. A Coventry woman is charged with 7 counts of animal cruelty tonight after police say 6 dogs died after being confined to a 4-by-6-foot wooden enclosure. Anaya Martinez Cortez is accused of keeping 1 adult pit bull and 6 puppies in that space with no ventilation for an extended period of time. We're told a family member is now taking care of the one surviving puppy. Right now, the U.S. Supreme Court issued several important rulings today, expanding and restricting presidential authority. And the court also dealt a blow to the Trump administration's efforts to restrict mail-in voting. Rebecca Castor is outside the Supreme Court with those details.
In a session full of landmark rulings, the U.S. Supreme Court handed down several more Monday with far-reaching implications. In a 6-3 decision, the court ruled President Trump can fire heads of independent agencies without cause, a major expansion of presidential authority.
This has been going on for almost 100 years. They've been waiting for this decision.
All those agencies were designed by Congress to be outside the president's control, and the court says clearly that is inconsistent with the vesting by the founders of the executive power.
The court did make one exception, the Federal Reserve. In a 5-4 decision, the justices ruled President Trump could not fire Fed Governor Lisa Cook without due process. The president tried to get rid of her last year on mortgage fraud allegations, but she'll remain in her position while the legal matter plays out.
This was a fractured decision, but it turned pretty much on a type of due process analysis that she has a right to get her day in court.
In another 5-4 ruling, the court upheld a Mississippi law allowing mail-in ballots to be received up to 5 days after Election Day, preserving state authority over elections and dealing a blow to Republican efforts to restrict mail-in voting.
All the court here is saying is that when Congress set the day for elections, it was not passing any kind of rules about when and how you count those ballots. But Congress can do that under the Constitution if it wants to.
The court will issue its final 4 rulings on Tuesday, including a highly anticipated decision on birthright citizenship. Outside the Supreme Court, Rebecca Castor, Fox 61.
Right now, Senator Chris Murphy is pushing to raise the federal minimum wage and significantly. Murphy introduced legislation that would gradually raise it from $7.25 an hour to $25 an hour by 2032 for most employers. He says the proposal would help working families and challenge growing corporate power. The bill is currently under review by a Senate committee.